Oh, you good, man. Where you want to go, Coach? At C.H. Vallis & Associates, we've been proudly serving the greater Stark County community for over 78 years. Locally owned, we cover your home, auto, business, and life insurance along with your group benefits. Our partnership with auto owners has allowed us to span not only Ohio, but throughout the entire country. Did you know that Auto Owners, an A++ rated company by AM Best and a Fortune 500 company, has ranked C.H. Vallis & Associates a top 10 insurance agency in the state of Ohio? From your basic home and auto needs to insuring some of the largest companies in America, there's a reason people choose C.H. Vallis & Associates and Auto Owners. Our dedication and passion for our clients and their coverage is part of our commitment to excellence. For all your insurance coverage needs, there's only one call to make, and that's C.H. Vallis & Associates, located at 1302 South Main Street in North Canton. Contact us at 330-494-2776 today and see the difference in customer satisfaction.
You came to Stark Media for the best? Well, now you got it. Check out Lindsay's Pizza on 2827 Whipple Avenue Northwest inside of the Hillsdale Shopping Center. The preferred post-game pizza of the Stark Media team is open until 11 p.m., and it has all the essentials for game day. Pizza, chicken, salads, and sandwiches are just a click away at lindsayspizza.com. But you should trust a former Ohio State All-American and just call them right now at 330-477-3800. 477-3800. This is TJ Downing for Lindsay's Pizza, and I approve this message.
McNeil & Sons Tree Service serves the greater Northeast Ohio area by keeping your property clear all year round. Do you have trees that have stretched too close to your home? A rotted tree that has to go? Or perhaps even storm damage? No job is too big or small for McNeil & Sons. We specialize in large tree removal, storm damage, stump grinding, land clearing, and more. McNeil & Sons Tree Service is fully licensed and insured, so contact us today at 330-606-1126 for all your tree care needs, or visit us online at mcneiltree.com to schedule your free quote. The professionals at McNeil & Sons can inform you of your tree health and give you a risk assessment to keep your family protected. So call today, 330-606-1126. McNeil & Sons Tree Service, a company you can depend on with family you can trust.
And welcome everyone to another session of Stark Media's In the Room. I'm your host, Jimmy B, and today we're in the heart of Akron, man. We're in Irish country, and with me today from Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, their head coach, Mr. Dan Rooney. Coach, thank you very much for having us, man. We appreciate you coming up.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, absolutely. We heard about the invite. We're like, oh, absolutely, we got to go see Coach. So, TJ and I in the room here, I love it. Obviously our segment In the Room, you made the suggestion. Let's do it right here. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. And you gave us an opportunity to watch practice today, and you're getting the guys ready for the tournament, the big run for the week, correct?
Yeah, it's a crucial time of the year. But I thought you'd get a good look at, what these guys, do it day in and day out. So I think it was a great time to come in. I think, the guys had some energy, so it was good, good day to do it.
You had them sprinting. You were trying to break a little of that energy, I think, getting going, no?
Yeah. We try to, always work, our technique, but we always got to throw that conditioning in because that's kind of one of our things is, we try to be in better shape than the guy in front of us, try to win those overtime matches and those, just get any kind of edge they can, So.
Absolutely. 4 years now, so you're a veteran. You're not a rookie, man. You've been around a while. Tell us a little bit about, Coach Rooney, your journey, how you came here to St. Vincent and St. Mary, because if I'm not mistaken, you're kind of from a rival school from across town, if I remember right, back in the day.
Yeah. So, crazy story. I grew up wrestling in the North Akron Wrestling Club, with a lot of these guys that we have coaching on the staff now. So it was always a great competitive environment. Beat each other up day in and day out, so it was just a grind every day. But I just loved every part of it. So I grew up in Akron, so it was just right down the street from me, by Patterson Park, and we battled it out every day. So. And
that was Coach Barger. Is that okay?
Yeah,
right.
Coach
Legend,
Barger.
Man, legend in the area.
Yeah, he was like a father figure to me. He did a lot of great things for the community and for the school and just for wrestling in general. So just a great place to grow up wrestling. There was so much support there, and coming out of that program, we knew we were going to high school. We knew we were going to Walsh.
You knew it.
There was really no question, and it wasn't.
Wait a minute, there was nothing green at the time, huh? It was all the maroon and gold.
Not for me anyway.
Okay.
There were some other guys, down the road that did kind of take that route, but I think in the early 90s and into, up until probably about 2000, a lot of those North Akron guys were going to Walsh.
You guys were hammers, brother. I remember.
That was an insane. Then I go there, and I think my first match was against the number one team in the country. It was a dual match, Calvary Chapel, California.
Okay.
They came and wrestled us at Walsh. That was my first.
That was your first
high school match ever. So I think we won that duel by a point or something. That was the day before Ironman. So.
So you wrestled
the next match
that
is the Ironman.
before the Ironman, the day before.
So got right into it, got my feet wet, and so I knew no different than we're wrestling in the toughest competition, and that's how it was from youth too. We're going to Pennsylvania and West Virginia throughout, youth and Maryland. We're traveling all over, finding the toughest competition, and we still try to do that now. No matter where we're at, we try to put ourselves in front of the best competition and try to figure out how to get ourselves to that level.
Absolutely. Just curious, how to become the St. V's head coach, how did that transfer? How did that work out for you? And,
Yeah, so I've been coaching ever since really I stopped wrestling. I started coaching.
Okay.
And, I started over at Camp McKinley. Coached the guy over there, Ruben Burrows. It was a state runner-up. Just happened to be working with a guy that was, the coach over there, Ron Courtney, and started coaching over there. And then I went over to Northwest, and I'll coached over there for 4 years with my now brother-in-law, Zach Meisner. He wrestled at Ashley.
You and Zach are, no way,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Had a great time there. Then that's when Lester got the job over here, and that's when I decided to come over here to St. V, and calling up all my old buddies from Walsh, and now you see what's came through. So it's just a great family that we have here. It's great to have all these guys that coached me, and we got like Hurley's kid. Now we got him. He's a freshman. We got a couple other young guys coming in that their parents wrestled with us and stuff. So it's just really starting to go into the next generation now. And it's really cool to see. It's really
talking family and talking program as you have looking across the guys here. How about a little bit about every great head coach surrounds himself with great assistants, and you let them do their thing. So how about a little bit about your staff? Who you got with you this year?
Man, we have an amazing staff. I mean, to me, it's probably the best staff that I've seen around. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because these guys put in work. I mean, these guys are on the mat. We got Shane Mast. He was with the Wadsworth graduate, wrestled at Kent State for 4 years. Just a great guy, younger guy that can put his hands on the guys. We got Nick Skineski, wrestled at Walsh. He was a 2-time state champ. He wrestled, I think, at junior college for a couple years, but we have so many studs. We got Ryan Hurley. I mean, everybody knows him. He was I think a state champion, state runner-up here at St. V.
Right.
On the state championship team with Mike Hurley.
Yes.
We got some older veteran guys too. We got Jeff Black, coached me at Walsh. Coached even before I was there, he coached guys like Marcus Malika, Machete, and all these guys at Walsh. He was in there scrapping with those guys, and he's still in here wrestling sometimes, So these guys just put their heart into it. Fred Doherty, I mean, he's same deal. I mean, he used to take me all across the tournaments to Pennsylvania, drive me in his van, and he's still here now. He's got his grandson coming in next year.
Really?
So
my goodness.
It's just it's just great that we have so many guys that do so many different things here.
Now, prior to coming on air, I think I heard you say you even get out on the mat still, but you said
got a little kick,
little dink there.
I'm getting up there, but I mean, most of us can't really help it. We just love the sport, and that's just the best way to really get in there and get a good feel and see what the guys can work on and can fix. So it's just really the passion. I mean, we know we're going to be sore, we're going to be kicked up at this age, but we're still going to get out there and we're still going to do it. You can't help it.
No, you can't. And again, when we were watching practice, I think, like you said, I counted 4 or 5 of your assistants out there rolling, working with, and it does make such a big difference.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're blessed to have all these guys here. It's just really great to. We're really fortunate, I think, to have these guys, and the kids too. I mean, no questions, they come in here and they work. I mean, we have a small number. We had 10 guys in the sectional, and 9 of them made it out, and 1 was an alternate. So, you know, everybody in the starting lineup comes in and puts in work. And
5 champs, you know, 5 champs. I think 3 other third placers and a 4th placer, and as you said, so every guy, even the alternate, right? He may be wrestling this come weekend. We don't know, right? I mean, he has that shot. Absolutely. And that leads me kind of my next thought about program, right? I mean, a little tougher in the parochial environment, right? You don't have that middle school that feeds up to you, you kind of work. So as you are developing your program, again, you know, and we're going to talk a little signature, even though I heard a little bit of it next, but you know, how are you looking? I know you got the Shamrock Club that helps that. So how do you address that and, you know, bringing those guys into the room with you and your team and your program?
Yeah, the Shamrock Wrestling Club is great. We have, you know, we practice it here, right here at St. V, so that's great to have the guys in the room. I actually have 3 of my little ones now in the program.
Really?
So
get ready, Pops.
Oh, I'm already here. So I'm, you know, 3 days a week. You know, they're meeting me here after high school practice, and so I'm in the room with the youth, and we've got a ton of guys there with, you know, passion for the sport too. So we have from the ground up, you know, tons of support. The Shamrock Wrestling Club is we have a lot of younger guys right now.
Okay.
But
now, do you run that as like a director of operations, or are you just kind of there in the room and someone else kind of takes lead as far as, or how does that
yes, I mean this year I'm just kind of there. You know, sometimes I'll run a practice or something. I'm just there helping with the technique and whatever they need. You know, I'm just kind of an extra hand at the time. You know, never know what happens.
Pretty good extra hand there, Coach.
Yeah, I just try to do what I can, try to help out where I can. You know, like we got guys running the practice, we got guys that handle the schedule and stuff like that. I'm just.
Well, and as you know, Dad had 5 kids that went through and whatever, and of course they're all done now. But treasure every moment, and I know you will. I mean, that's awesome, brother. That's good.
Yeah. It's a whole different ball game when you're coaching your kids, and you know, but it's great. It's a busy day, you know, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Amen. You know, you talked a little bit earlier about, you know, and I remember you back in the day, just a hammer, just, you know, really grinding people, you know, taking me into that third period, take me to overtime, I'm okay. And I talk a little bit about signatures, right? I mean, way back in the day, but going back in my day, right? Coventry, leg, you knew you were going to get legs and cradles, right? Certain teams with the takedown, you know, you guys, what do you say, or what would you say is, you know, Coach, you know, Rooney's signature, or this is our signature as St. V?
Just really no signature, you know, no special move or anything like that, but just the whole, like you said, the whole kind of grind the guy out. You know, we always try to work hard, push ourselves to the next level, so we always expect to be in better shape. So, you know, we're expecting to win those close overtime matches. We give ourselves the toughest schedule that we can, you know what I mean, so that we're prepared when it comes to the districts, the sectionals. You know, these tournaments usually aren't the toughest tournaments, so we just try to surround ourselves with the toughest environment that we can throughout the whole season, and then the rest is easy in the postseason, and we're ready to go. And that's just the way that it's always worked out for me. Yeah, just find the toughest guys to wrestle all year round. You know, train as hard as you can, and then as long as you can make it through that storm mentally, you're gonna be ready to go.
Absolutely. And I love the word you use, expect. It's an expectation. You walk in here with Coach. This is an expectation. This is the way it's going to be done.
Absolutely.
You guys had a great season. I know overall, obviously, we're into that stretch run. We watched a little bit. You gave us the privilege of watching a little bit of your practice. How have you kind of changed practice, you know, as you're preparing? We all know that our sport really revolves around that physical side of things, right? The technique, which, you know, is second to none. And you said it just a moment ago. Right now, really is that mental preparation time, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we definitely tapered down a little bit towards the end of the year, and now is the time that we're just really fine-tuning our technique. We're still going to get some conditioning in, but we're not doing as much live. You know, we're not really grinding each other out. We're trying to stay fresh. But we had a couple, you know, we had a guy last week that lost an overtime match. And, you know, I had to kind of pull him aside and tell him that he just kind of died out in the last 20 seconds, you know, and he's a guy that works his butt off in here and kind of takes pride in his conditioning. So I think next week, if he's in an overtime match, he's going to be ready to go. That's Dan support. Because now he understands that this is why I'm working so hard, because that guy's going to be just as tired or more tired than me. I think if he goes into another overtime match, he's going to come out on top because he understands the mental part of it and just the management of the match.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, again, 4 years in, your journey, the road that you've taken, outstanding. You've seen different, programs, if you will. What would you say to that young guy that wants to be a head coach? Maybe that ability, that attribute, something that you say, you know what, here's something that you got to think about. You got to bring, to the program. What would you say to a young guy that's thinking about becoming a head coach? What would your counsel be, if you will?
I think, there's a lot of different attributes that can, help you in that route to be a head coach. But I think everybody kind of has their own kind of way of doing things. And I think my way might be a little bit different than others of what people might expect out of a head coach. But I think just being consistent in whatever your method or your motto is, and kind of sticking with that and getting kids to buy into whatever your program and what your expectations are. I think that's just the key, is just being consistent and getting kids to buy in to whatever your motto is.
Right. I'll tell you what, 9 kids on their way to districts, 5 champions. You rank right now out of the borough fan number 5, I think, overall Division II. I think you're going to make a little noise and say that's not enough. We're going to be a little bit better than that. So they have followed your counsel and advice. As far as the young guys, and I know you work with the Shamrock program, of course, but there's going to be a lot of kids that's going to, hopefully watch. What would you say to those young guys that are thinking about, maybe joining or being part of wrestling, not sure, exactly if it's for them? Is there any counsel, advice that you'd give to those young guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had a couple friends that just kind of talked me into wrestling. I didn't have, my parents didn't, my dad didn't wrestle. I didn't have anybody that, other than a couple friends that wrestle, and they wrestled at North Akron. And I just kind of decided to pop in the room one day, and because I played baseball with these guys. And, so I think it really changed my whole life career path. You just learn so much throughout the sport. You get tougher physically, and you can be mentally tough in the sport, but you just learn so many life lessons. You're gonna meet some of the best people that you probably ever know throughout your journey in wrestling. And there's just so many great stories of guys that maybe joined the team just out of on a whim, and some of their best friends that, for life, they met throughout the sport. And you never know, you might end up being good too. So anybody can be good at wrestling, I think, if they work hard and they have the mindset, and they want to put the work in. But I think it's not only about wrestling, it's just about the person that can create, just through the sport.
Awesome. And you just threw me a softball for my last question, which I really appreciate. As you know, fellow broadcaster of mine, John Lowry, teammate, friend of yours, thinks the world of you, by the way. Really shared a couple videos you guys back doing with the lawn grass cutting, business that you had. I gotta ask you, do you have a favorite John Lowry story that I might be able to use down the road? It's something you can tell, right?
You kind of caught me off guard. There's a couple that I might not be.
Well,
I'm not sure. I can't think of one.
Okay, that's all right. I did. I caught you off guard, but I had to at least ask the question. But no, John just thinks the world of you.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. No, I'll tell you what, I've done to know him obviously through this, and just a really great guy. Coach, again, we want to thank you for your time. 5 guys headed to the Garfield Heights District. We're gonna, we're excited to say that we're gonna be down at the state tournament doing some broadcasting. We definitely want to get you on air down there to watch what happens. Good luck. Thank you. You're the best.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
The Fraternal Order of Eagles number 190 in Massillon wants you. Stop down to the Massillon ARE at 303 Wyrick Boulevard Northwest. And like our over 1,800 members experience daily, your Eagles membership will give you access to great food and drink specials. Having a party? Host it in our banquet facility and seat up to 400 people. When you're coming through downtown Massillon, stop by the Eagles and sign up. And for a small fee, you'll have access and be a part of a fraternity that donates over $100,000 a year to local charities. The Fraternal Order of Eagles ARE number 190 in downtown Massillon. Stop by or call us today at 330-832-7385. This is TJ Downing for Stark Media 99.7 FM and the free iHeartRadio app. And I want to talk to you today about our friends at Hilscher Clark. They are a local Stark County electrical contractor with more than 100 years of experience in the industrial, commercial, residential, and specialty markets. They have offices throughout Ohio, but have the capability to handle out-of-state work as well. They are one of the rare electrical contractors that perform a range of services from testing and data to design and engineering, functions typically handled by subcontractors. At their core, Hilscher Clark lives to do first things first: faith, integrity, respect, selfless, and team. These core values aren't just words. They define who we are and how we conduct ourselves every day. For the best in electrical contracting services, contact our friends at Hilscher Clark today by going to www.hilscher-clark.com. That's HILSCHER-CLARKE.com. Or stop down and see them at 519 4th Street Northwest in downtown Canton, or you can call them today at 234-571-2699.
And welcome back, everyone, to In the Room. And I'll tell you what, I am here with three hammers of the St. Vincent St. Mary team. Three guys that are preparing for a district tournament with me here. And I'm going to look at my notes, guys, so don't mess this up, all right? So I'm going to work from the top down, right? So at 215 pounds, right, Mr. Bryson Getz, right? Our big boy, our 285-pounder, Mr. Andy Van Sloy, is that correct, Andy? And I'll tell you, representing right with me, brother, I'm with you, the lightweights. All right, our 113-pounder, Christian Osborne. Thank you guys for taking the time and meet with us. I appreciate it. You guys just got finished with practice. You're all sweaty, right? But how great is this? We're in the room, and you guys are getting ready for the district tournament. So, you guys feeling good about it? You ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what I think a lot of the folks like to know a little bit about you, who you are, your journey, how you got to where you are. I mean, senior, right?
Yeah.
Junior, and junior. So you two guys back next year, and you're going to be putting the old hat on, and I hear you're going to Ashland.
Yes.
Right? Congratulations
Thank
to you. I'm going to start with you, Brian. Why don't you give us a little bit where this all started for you, how it came to be where you are today.
So I started wrestling first at Youth Wrestling. Started there, had great coaches. Came middle school to wrestle for Shamrock, which is the team that wrestled in here for club.
Absolutely.
And then that got me more interested in St. V.
Okay.
So then I moved on and came here, decided to come here. And came here, freshman year, good year. Obviously got cut short.
Well, that was a COVID year.
Yeah, COVID year.
Yes, sir.
And then sophomore year came back hard, fell short, took second at states. Junior year, wrestled a good, tough year.
Wait, let me go back just a moment.
Okay.
Sophomore year, second at state,
Yeah.
and you said you fell short.
Yeah.
Do you know how many guys would love to have been one of the 16?
Oh.
No, that's awesome, brother. I love the attitude, man. That's great. Continue, please.
And then junior year, wrestled a great season. Got to district finals, got hurt there. Didn't end up getting to wrestle in states because of it.
Because of the injury.
Yeah. So that was a hard setback for me. Pretty upset about that one. And then senior year, just running at it. Last year, and we're going for gold always.
Absolutely. And I see right now, I know you've got a lot to say about this. I mean, I've seen that you're ranked number 2 right now, is what I've heard. But I got a feeling from what you just said, there's no number 2 in your mind right now.
Never.
It's going to be on top.
I'm always chasing gold.
You'll get the gold.
Always.
No silver. Love it. I love it. Andy, how about you?
So I grew up going to my brother's wrestling tournaments and matches, and then in the 7th grade I started to wrestle.
Okay.
And ever since then I love it. And I started slow, then I started getting some wins. But then my freshman year when I started wrestling here, started wrestling Drago, which we all call Bryson Drago.
Okay.
And then it kind of, for competing, I always wanted to compete, and competing with him was pretty hard, especially my freshman and sophomore year. So, I just learned to work hard and then just keep getting better every day. And then through that, kind of found myself competing for some of these big tournaments and stuff. And I started to love it, really.
You guys obviously drilling partners, you're the 2 big boys in this team, and what you've said right there is so critical, I think, for all of our young athletes, right? You guys coming into the room and starting. Your drilling partner is the most important person probably in this room next to you.
Absolutely.
You not agree?
Absolutely.
And this guy right here, who thinks made you who you are.
100%. I mean, we're best friends outside of wrestling, but when we come in here, we're going to come and compete. It's almost going to be a battle every single day. It's just what makes us great.
I'm sure it is, absolutely. Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. Well, we're going down to you there. I love it. You're with me, brother. I love the lightweights. Obviously, that's where I roam. So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to be where you are today.
Started in 3rd grade.
3rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
Started at Green. Count that year, but it was an iffy year. First. game.
Mhm.
And then next year I went to Coventry, and then eventually after that year, I was like gonna come up here, develop some stuff. And I came here, come up Buckface's first practice. I remember it was hell of a practice.
Was it? Oh
Yeah.
man,
And
that was your first one here.
yeah,
Okay.
been here ever since.
Your eyes opened up, but you
Yeah.
said this is where I want to be,
Yeah.
and you've been here since.
Yeah.
You know, you
Great
got.
coaching staff.
Oh no, you're fine, brother. Go ahead,
A
please.
great coaching staff. Love the environment.
You got some outstanding coaches, guys. I
Yes.
remember back in the day watching wrestle, and yeah, you got some great coaches. Absolutely. Well, you're obviously preparing for one of the biggest weeks. This is the week. I was telling TJ, this is the week that we all live for as wrestlers and as coaches, right? And all three of you guys ranked in the state, right? And my question, I guess, would be, you know, you've been there once before, as you said, Bryce, but do you feel any pressure? You know, as you're ranked number 8 right now, from what I understand, Christian. I mean, do you guys feel any pressure on yourselves as you prepare and get ready for this weekend? Christian, we'll start with you. Anything you feel?
Maybe a little nervous, that's it. It's done based on the outcome. I gotta make it.
You gotta make it. Absolutely. You know,
Go
you're
for gold like Dragons.
I love it. We go for gold. You know, you're 3 matches away, right? There's 3 wins away, and you're headed to the show. All right, so a little pressure, a little nervous. No pressure, just nervous. No big target on your back where you walk out and the guys are going, that's the guy. All right, I love it. Andy?
I mean, going into like every week, I always, just see, who's gonna be there, and then I'm kind of like, I feel after that I'm like, oh, I can beat anybody, no matter what ranked or what they're, they can rank me, they cannot rank me, or they can rank me. I still every week I go in there, I'm like, oh, I can beat that guy, and I just bring that attitude every day. So it's just, I know none of the guys there work harder than me, so I'm just gonna outwork them and beat them.
While you're getting ready and where you're going to be down there, we're going to see you at the shot. Right, so how about you? Any pressure? I mean, you were number 2 a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Sadly, the injury, I mean, that had to hurt, but yet you fought back, and here you are. Like you said, man, it's nothing but gold.
Mm-hmm.
Any pressure?
I feel like there's always pressure, There's always going to be eyes on you, especially people who are close with you, and definitely competition. They're always looking at you, seeing what you got. Your next match that you're going to have, if he's already wrestled, he's watching that match to look at you. Somebody's always watching. So
Absolutely.
I just feel like you go out there, perform for him, just put on a show. Give him something to watch.
Absolutely. You're going to give them a lot to watch this weekend,
Yeah.
and I know we're going to see a lot to see down at the shot here in another week.
Oh, yeah.
Goals and expectations, right? I mean, I know, like you said, Bryce, you're headed to Ashland. You already know that. You've signed. Congratulations. Playing football, though, from what I understand, right? So, Andy, we'll start with you a little bit on goals and expectations. As far as you guys got a couple of years left in high school, what would you like to do once, you get to that senior year and you move on? Would you like to continue wrestling in college, or?
I'm not sure about that yet. I mean, I still love the sport. I think at some point, no matter if I wrestle in college or not, I'll come back to the sport. But my long-term goal for high school is really just always to win states or place at states. But I think for this year, I really haven't been down to the states, so it's my goal this year is to get down there. And then once I'm there, I feel like I can beat anybody.
And when you graduate next year, where you think? I mean, college? You're gonna get in the trades? Any college in particular you're looking at?
Not right now.
No, not yet.
Really
Well, when you
skip
find
right
something out, you let us know. TJ's got connection over there, right? Yeah, okay. Christian, how about you? Goals, expectations once you graduate?
I'm planning to wrestle in college.
Are you okay?
Again, you said keep my options also.
So there's nowhere in particular that you're really right now said really like to go. This is where I'd like to go.
Not yet, at least.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, outstanding. Again, headed to Ashland, going to be on the gridiron. But how about yourself? I mean, obviously, you're going to Ashland after you graduate from there. Any thoughts of where you'd like to go on next? You come back and coach, or what do you think?
That's always been a thought in my mind. Coaching, I'd love to do it. Being in here every day, I just know I'm gonna miss it. After I graduate, after the season's over, I'm just gonna miss every second of it. So right now, I'm just thankful that I got the opportunity to wrestle.
Any major in mind at Ashland as you look that way, or kind of just general for now? And we'll see.
I'm going for business on the side.
Business on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, finance, or have your own business someday. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. Now, as far as, as you look to some of your younger athletes, right? Like you talked about here, you talked about the Shamrock Club. What would you say to some of those young guys? And I know they're coming in here yet tonight, but and then there's going to be other guys other than the Shamrock that are going to watch this. There's other guys that know who you guys are, right? And where you've come from and your journey. What would you say to them as far as the sport itself, how the sport has helped you become the person that you are? I mean, I know I look back as a former wrestler, former head coach, I know how it's helped me, right? And I can reflect where you're at now. How has our sport helped you to be to where you are today?
I feel like it's made me more disciplined in my daily life. It's made me an overall better person in and out of the mat. In the classroom, I'm always trying to help somebody. I feel like we stay close as a family because of wrestling.
Right there, you just said two best friends, tight.
Yeah, that's awesome. Absolutely. It's just wrestling in here. We're so close together. We're sweating on each other every day. I feel like that just brings everybody closer, and we're always going to have each other's back. With fire, that's awesome. Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah, I feel like if you surround yourselves with people with similar goals, like in our room we all have people who want to compete at that top level and compete maybe for a state title, or maybe it's just compete at the state tournament. When you surround yourself with people like that, it almost makes it easier because they're going through the same things every single day and they're pushing just as hard as you are every day to get to where they want to be. So
that's it. Christian, yourself?
I'd like to tell them stick with it, let it grow on you, and then find that love for the sport, and then you'll eventually work it through and keep going.
So that's perfect right into the next thing I was going to ask, and you've already shared that. That's definitely to those young guys.
Yeah.
That's the message Christian wants to say and send to them. Andy, how about you? A message to the young guys? What would you say to those young guys that are ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of piggyback off what Haircut said. It just
haircut. Wait a minute. I got Drago and I got Haircut.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What is Andy's nickname? Do we have
Randy.
anything? What is it?
Randy.
All right, Randy, hit it.
Yeah, just now I lost my train of thought.
No, you were going great, man.
Yeah.
Haircut. What the heck?
Just find your love for the sport. I mean, you may not at one point, you're losing a lot, and you may not love the sport, and you may hate it, but don't let it bring you down, because then a month from now you may love it. So you just got to find that love and find what brings you love in the sport.
That's good. Good stuff.
Say
Say those young guys.
Say take it one match at a time. Don't focus on the losses or the wins. Focus on how much fun you're having out on that mat.
Great advice. All right, gotta have a little bit of fun, right? Last question. And this could be a little tough because I got my two big boys here, so so we're season's over, right? You stand on the podium, number one. You got the gold, as Bryce says, all right. No more worried about cutting weight. I don't know if you're doing it at all, Christian, but we're not cutting any weight, right? What is your favorite cheap food? Where are you going? Where am I going to find? We're going to start with Bryson. Where am I going to find Bryson on Monday after the state tournament?
Probably at the Chinese buffet.
The Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
All right. Any particular one?
I go to the Golden Royal buffet down at Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay.
Pack that plate on.
Oh my goodness. Is there any limit?
No limit.
No limit.
You just go up there and get as much as you want. I get about 4 or 5 plates.
Well, I say you are definitely going to have them lose money the day that you walk through.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Gotta get your money's worth.
I love it. All right, so we got Bryson going to the Chinese. Andy, you're big guy.
I don't really cut weight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's tough for the big boy, but there's got to be a favorite, right? Where is Andy's favorite?
I'll probably go to Cane's or something. Maybe get me some sweet tea, something good.
Okay.
Get me some
Sweet tea and Cane's.
I don't really weigh that much as a heavyweight, so cut weight really is not my thing.
That's right. Outstanding. I love it. All right, Christian, where are you headed, buddy?
I'm heading to Tommaso's over in Barberdale.
Ooh, I know where you're at.
I'm going to get a plate of spaghetti and pepperoni pizza.
And just pepperoni pizza.
Probably a salad in there somewhere.
And a salad. You're going to throw a green in?
Gotta keep it healthy.
Huh?
Gotta keep it healthy.
That's the health.
I've been living on
and
salads
a Diet
all
Coke,
season.
right?
I've been living on salads
Salads all season. So you're done with the salad here very soon.
Oh, I like salads.
Oh, you like salads?
I grew onto them.
Oh, okay. Outstanding. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. On behalf of Stark Media, we want to wish you nothing but good luck. We know we're going to see you down in Columbus here. As you said, you know, one match at a time, right? No matter what happened, head stays strong and the goal stays straight in mind. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Osborne, 113-pound sectional champion. Andy, third place, I believe, right? Or section? Where'd you finish? Third place, you know, getting ready, and then of course, sectional champion, you know, Bryson Getz, and good luck, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Chris McCready's and his team at Finally Hear Hearing Aid Center in Canton offer up over 30 years of experience for their customers who are hearing impaired. Head over to their website at finallyhearohio.com and schedule your free hearing aid test and evaluation today. They're a best of the best award-winning company that prides themselves on customer service. Stop down and see them at 1201 30th Street Northwest or contact them at 492-1212 for an appointment. And thank you for sponsoring Stark Media's finallyhearohio.com Player of the Game.
Spirit of Stark embodies the pride that each community in our county has for their local schools and teams. That's why when it's time to find the best in custom apparel, look no further than Spirit of Stark, located at 409 Erie Street North. Custom embroidery offered on almost any type of garments, from shirts and jackets to hats, pants, and shorts. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows Spirit of Stark to fulfill any order, big or small. You name it, they can do it. Want to look your best heading back to school this fall? Contact Spirit of Stark at 330-806-6745. We can't wait to hear from you.